All right, welcome into Jammin' Sports, everybody. I hope you can hear me over the music just fine. It's the college football 26 in the background as we have four more games tonight at the top of the hour. It'll be Missouri at Stanford. It'll be Oklahoma at California. It'll be Nebraska at UCLA, and the big game, Texas at USC, a couple of playoff teams from last season. I wanted to come on here and do another extra point tonight before we start off with more college football at the top of the hour. A lot of things I want to go over. First of all, let's talk about college football 26, which we have debuted over the weekend. We played games Thursday, Friday, and all day yesterday. We still have 4 games left in week number 1 of our regular season with the sim season number 2 here of college football here at Jammin' Sports. We had 9 games last night, and most of them were pretty good ball games. We're looking for more of the same here tonight. My early thoughts on college football 26, I like it. Got to remember now, college football 25 was such a good game. I mean, any improvements to it, though significant to a degree, still pale in comparison as to how good 25 was. So that being said, 26 I think is a better game. However, but not by much, because it's hard to improve what they came out with back last season. I think the graphics are a bit sharper. It's a Giants fans in the house. Yeah, Giants fan. Yeah, 26, I think it's good. Giants fan, I'm going to ask you a question. What's one of the biggest differences you've seen with 26 versus 25? I'll tell you right now, one of the things that jumps out at me are the graphics. They're sharper. And, you know, it's a small thing, but it's a noticeable thing. And I also like the fact that they've incorporated more of the fight songs for the different colleges. They're in there. I think that's pretty cool. The rosters, of course, are going to be different because, you know, players graduate and stuff like that. But and I think the animations are also a bit smoother, and there's a bigger difference between the faster players and the slower players. They really made an effort to make sure there's a bit of a separation there. I mean, they had it last season, but they've done it this season. They've really kind of ramped it up a little bit, and I like that. The game starts at the top of the hour, Braden Man. I'm just doing kind of like every now and then I do a blog here. Yes, Giants fan. That's something else. Yeah, the graphics and the crowd get in when they sing the song. Yes, that's something I've noticed with 26. More uniform options if you're into that. I noticed they added a few more colleges that didn't get in the first season. I think that's pretty cool. I wish they could get more Division II and Division III colleges in there, but there's only so much space in the game, so I get that. But still, overall, I think Madden 26 is an improvement. Like I said, 25 was a great game, and 26 they improved on that. Yes, the animation catchers, yes. Like I said, the player movement, it seems to be smoother, and there's a bigger difference between the faster players and the players that aren't so fast. There's the superstars feel like they're superstars. They really do. So I'm happy with college football 26. Again, they had a great base to work with as they hit it out of the park last season, and they continue to make strides with Madden 20 or with college football 26. Now then, let's change our direction now and talk about Madden 26. Well, before we get to that, I was showing Misty earlier today. My Madden 19 is not working again. I started Sim Season 36 a couple of weeks ago using Madden 19, and now I can't get this is my 4th copy, and I can't get it to work right. So, I mean, I can't get it to work right. And it's the 4th time this has happened now in the last year or so. And this is the 4th copy of Madden 19 I've got. So that's left me in a bit of a conundrum. You know, hearing that Madden is going to be the same as this College 26 too. Well, I'll see when that comes out. I'm wary of Madden 26. They're really hyping this up. I mean, they're really ramping up the hype. And the reason being is that, actually, the NFL announced that they are extending EA Sports' exclusivity contract for another, 6 years or so, starting next year. And, listening to the insiders that know about this, EA Sports didn't want the exclusivity this time around. They were thinking to themselves, let's just go regular. There's no other company that's ready to crank out a game yet that's even close to Madden. And it would take at least 2 to 3 years to crank one out. Okay? So they're thinking, we'll just get the regular license and we'll just, they've got the name brand, they got the name recognition. And that's what their thought was. That was their thought process. They went into the negotiations when the NFL said, you know what? It's okay. We don't need the exclusivity anymore. Well, the NFL insisted on it. In fact, it was kind of a backhanded threat. The NFL says, look, either you take the exclusivity now, or you can wait 3 or 4 years, and that if another company comes out with a game, we'll give it to them, and you'll be out of a job, basically. So the NFL arm twisted EA Sports, and they caved in. And I've come to find out the difference between a regular licensing agreement and an exclusivity licensing agreement. The exclusive agreement is 4 times higher, according to industry experts. So this time around, you can't blame EA. You blame the NFL on that exclusivity license. Yeah, it was the NFL, not EA. That's right, Giants fan. That's right. And so you can blame the NFL on that one. Now, this exclusivity agreement was kind of up in the air right now because there was some rumors during, back in March and April, that the NFL was kind of fed up with the bad press the EA has got. So there's this big push with Madden 26. I don't know. I don't trust it. I like 25. 25 was a decent game. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for 26 to come out. Take a look at it. In the meantime, though, I'm going to do another sim season with 25. And maybe around December, when I get done with this new sim season, then I'll pick up 26 and start the new sim season. I want to see. I don't want to be stuck holding the bag. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to commit to doing a sim season with 26, go and get the game, and be disappointed. I'll just go ahead and start a new sim season with 25 and just see what happens. But besides, by the time November, December comes around, there'll be a price drop, and it won't be as expensive anymore, and all the updates will be out, and it'll be a lot easier. So that's what I'm going to do. Like I said, I started a sim season with 19 a few weeks ago. I got about, 9 games in. But since my 19 is not working anymore again for the 4th time, Evil Dead has joined us. You weren't here at the top of the conversation, Evil Dead. For the 4th time, I was sharing this with Misty. My 19 is not working again. I was all excited this afternoon. I said, you know what? I'll just continue with the rosters and everything. It won't load. It won't load on Grace's machine. It won't load on mine. Oh, you heard? 4 times this has happened. So I'm not going to go out and buy another copy of 19. I'm going to reset the season. We'll start over from scratch since I was only about 8 or 9 games in. And we'll just restart the season. And I redid the schedule to move some teams around. So the teams will be a little bit, the week 1 schedule, I was 11 games in. Okay. At least I was in week 1. So the 11 games will be, some of them are going to be different because I moved some teams around since I'm using 25. I put the Bills back in the AFC East and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Brought the Cardinals back. So we'll see what happens. Let's see. No, I'm going to start over because I'd really like to do a season with just 1 game. I haven't done that in a while, and it's my fault. I know it's my fault. So since I'm only 11 games in, we'll just start over. All right, so that's being said. In fact, we will have a triple header of football for you tomorrow, NFL football. starting at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. All right, coming up at the top of the hour, we have the final 4 games of our Week 1 of college football here at Jammin' Sports, the new sim season. It'll be Missouri at Stanford that you see on the screen right now, Oklahoma at California, Nebraska at UCLA, and the big one, I'm looking forward to it, Texas and USC. In fact, all 4 games will be out in California. And I sent Evil Dead a video today about California. It's not a nice video, but it's funny. It's brutally honest. Anyway, so we'll see you in about 19 minutes at the top of the hour for college football. I just wanted to talk about those things briefly on the Extra Point. Love college football 26. I hope you do too. We had a great time yesterday with, how many games we did yesterday? 9 games back to back to back to back. We had a pretty good group of people come in too to watch all during the day. I don't expect people to last all 9 games, but if you do, that's great, you know. But we had a good time with that. I missed college football. I'm glad we're back to it. I'm glad there's a college football game out now. And like Giants fan says, he loves 26. I don't have any complaints on it so far. I've not seen anything bad. Nothing glaring. I mean, I think, like I said, it plays smoother. It looks better. So we'll see. All right. So that's another rendition of the Extra Point here at Jammin' Sports. We'll see you at the top of the hour for college football.